Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Honolulu. We'll be in Baltimore. We'll be in Atlantic City. We'll be in Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com. Here is Krystal Ball, formerly of MSNBC. Now she's doing an MSNBC show on the YouTube. She says RFK Jr. is the type to be endlessly skeptical of mainstream science. Who uses terms like that? Mainstream science.
Aren't scientists supposed to be skeptical of mainstream science?
Yes.
That's why it's called science.
Yes, science is all about questioning.
There's a magazine called Skeptic, all about the scientific way to look at things, which is skeptically.
That's right. She literally, you're not supposed to be skeptical of mainstream science. That's what a clown. I'm a professional clown, and that's someone who's unintentionally being a clown.
You know,
he uses
RFK,
term like mainstream science. Was there a donor or a millionaire somewhere giving her money to talk this ridiculously? There must be. Or did she take her integrity and sell it out a long time ago? I think if you see some of the things I tweet, you know she did.
Jimmy, I think she's actually throwing. It's not like Elizabeth Warren saying the ad copy. This is her creative spin on the ad copy.
Oh, is that okay? So
she'll go above and beyond.
RFK Jr. is the type to be endlessly skeptical of mainstream science and endlessly accepting of wild crackpot theories. You mean all those crackpot theories he won in court? You mean those? You mean the ones like there should be safety trials for vaccines? You mean like that kind of? You mean like that we should get rid of thimerosal? Oh, is that how you? I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Is it thimerosal? Anyway. Spurious correlations and pseudoscience. Of course, you would never.
Spurious correlation.
Of course, this is what's called a vague smear. There's no specifics here. There's nothing she's going to say. He wrote a whole book. He's got I don't know how many pages that book is, about 50,000 pages. She couldn't find one thing to push back on out of that book. And by the way, no one's ever sued him over anything in that book. So,
Jimmy, I'd like
that was a New York Times bestseller. Go ahead.
I'd like to make a spurious correlation right now that Kyle Kalinske has sucked ever since he married her and dyed his hair blonde.
Yeah, that is a spurious correlation, but it would be accurate. So Michael Scaglione says, you would think a progressive liberal like yourself would be excited at the opportunity to hold Big Pharma accountable. Yet here you stand doing their bidding and regurgitating their lame talking points nobody aside from people hooked on all their products believes. Yes, he wins court cases on what you call crackpot theories. Krystal's greatest hits, Russiagate, Ukraine war, the COVID theater, and now a vague RFK smears encore. She's like the left's Flava Flav for every failed establishment narrative. And
wow.
so
I can't wait till she matures into a View lady.
Yeah,
that's the View lady of the future.
I think she's done. She's done with the internet. She wants to go on The View because that's what this sounds like. So I said, hey, so I tweeted out this video, which I'm going to show you right now. I said, watch RFK school this corporate news host and educate her and her audience about the lack of safety testing for vaccines. Krystal Ball is a clown telling us not to question mainstream science.
What in the hell is that?
That's just someone with no dignity says things like that. No self-awareness, no dignity. Mainstream science. Mainstream. Remember when they used to have their promo? We're the new mainstream? Boy, she wasn't shitting. She's only wrong about every major issue, including Russiagate, Ukraine, COVID lockdowns, masks, COVID vaccines, and now the testing of vaccines in general. But I'm sure her vague, non-specific smear of RFK is as solid as her election predictions. She predicted Kamala Harris would take every swing state. So I just want to let you know that tweet, just so you know, Kurt, that her tweet got 4,200 likes. My tweet in response to her got 4,500 on her own. That's her own thread. So I ratioed her on her own thread and her stupidity. Can you imagine what is the brain function of the people who watch her show? What is the brain function of that person to sit there and watch her do this? Like you can turn on Anderson Cooper for this stuff. You could turn on Rachel Maddow and Chris. What do you need to go to YouTube for this for? I'm sorry. What did you say, Kurt?
it's a bunch of, if you look at comments, a bunch of people trashing her that's still like, everybody kind of has the same opinion when I look at comments of like, they still kind of like Sagar but can't stand her. Like that's why they're watching. The same reason you watch The View, to see what dumb things she'll say.
And I will guarantee you they're on the favorable YouTube algorithm because a donor somewhere has the ear of the person who sets the algorithms at YouTube. Otherwise, who the fuck would watch that show? Okay, so and here, Rachel, you dipshit, if you want to know what if you want to watch RFK Jr., you want to know what he thinks, what his spurious questioning of mainstream science. What kind of an asswipe uses that term? But mainstream science. Here we go. Here, by the way, she was wrong about COVID, and these are the people who just can't accept that they were 100% wrong and repeated big pharma propaganda. And so here's what Bobby Kennedy actually thinks about vaccines. You ready?
Okay, so I think most people don't know what my stance is on vaccines. I've never been anti-vaccine. And I've said that hundreds and hundreds of times, but it doesn't matter because that is a way of silencing me. Using that pejorative to describe me is a way of silencing or marginalizing me. My position on vaccines, I think, virtually every American would agree with my stance on vaccines, which is that vaccines should be tested like other medicines. They should be safety tested. And unfortunately, the vaccines are not safety tested. They're not. Of the 72 vaccine doses now mandated, essentially mandated, they're recommended, but they're really mandated, for American children. None of them, not one, has ever been subject to a pre-licensing placebo-controlled trial.
Yes, they have.
No.
Yes, they have.
Okay, let me just say something.
Is that Krystal herself? Yes, they have. Yes,
no,
they
it's not
have.
Krystal. Who is that?
That's a news host. I think her name is Elizabeth Vargas, I think, on News Nation, which used to be.
She never checked. She's never checked.
She's never checked
all
this.
These dumb shit libs have never looked into it.
Just like Krystal
They're just
Ball.
mainstream.
Just like Krystal Ball and Malibu Kyle. None of them have looked into this. None of them have checked. But so how's Bobby going to school this woman and Krystal Ball? Watch.
Dr. Fauci and many other people for many years said this, that Bobby Kennedy, when he says that, is wrong. So I met with Dr. Fauci in 2016, and I agreed to go on Trump's Vaccine Safety Commission, and I was with Aaron Siri and Lynn Redwood and a number of other people, and we said to him, can you show us one test from any vaccine, pre-licensing safety test? And he said, I'll send it to you. I can't find one now. He never did. So we sued him. We sued Aaron Siri and I sued HHS. And after a year of litigation and stonewalling, they said that they could not provide a single safety study for any vaccine that is on the childhood schedule, pre-licensing safety study. So anybody who wants to read that can go to the Children's Health Defense website, and you can read HHS's admission that not a single one has ever been safety tested pre-licensing. Now, what I've said is other medicines are required to do that. And we should have to do that for vaccines. If I'm wrong, show me the test, show me the study. You won't be able to, because there are none. That means that we don't know what the long-term risks are, the risk profile of those products.
So there you go. There you go. It's just shocking to me to see someone that's just like Krystal Ball. That's just her just revealing she has zero integrity and is willing to use her platform that a lot of people helped her build up, including Joe Rogan and me, in good faith, because we didn't know what a piece of garbage she was. And
I'll put in her words, Jimmy. She said they want to have a relationship with power. She refers to it as like people that want to have a relationship with power still. which is what she is.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to alienate power, so that's why all this squad bullshit
Yeah.
and Brian Grimm thing, that's so hey, I can do more good having a relationship with power. And this thing with vaccines isn't a big deal. Mainstream says it's cool.
Mainstream.
You can see her whole hamster wheel turning. You could look at it.
What we found out through COVID, which Krystal didn't, because she didn't learn anything and she wants to remain an empty-headed ditz, is that the science has been corrupted by big pharma money. And even the medical journals take advertising and money, and that they've rigged trials. We know all this now through watch Dr. John Campbell's even that guy she brings on her show sometimes, Dr. Vinny Prasad, would school her on this. Dr. Vinny Prasad, who's also has questionable ethics, but at least he tells the truth sometimes. That's the course that's her go-to. She doesn't, and she will never bring on RFK Jr. to actually have a conversation about this because she knows, she didn't actually have a conversation. She talked over him and then said we don't have time to talk about it. That's what happened.
He trashed her. He really schooled her in a way.
And of course he did.
Not capable
and now she's still humiliated by that. So that's why she does these broad, vague smears on social media. And that's the kind of people, who the fuck would want to get their news from someone like that? It's weird. It's like
someone like that.
Someone like that. Someone like her. That's right.
Mainstream basic bitch.
Yeah, that's right. So here's one more. Here's RFK Jr. one more time. Gonna school Krystal Ditz on vaccines and mainstream science. We're the new mainstream guys. Come on, guys.
Hey, Krystal,
we're the guys. Go ahead. Guys.
RFK was working on this stuff back when she was still sucking dildos at Christmas parties.
Guys, come on, guys. That's not right, guys. Come on. Here we go, guy. Here's a guy, RFK guy. Here we go, guy.
Condemned as being somebody who passes vaccine misinformation, but the people who say that have not been able to point to a single factual assertion that I've made that is incorrect. Now, that's not saying that everything.
And that's why Krystal Ball didn't include a single specific critique of anything he said. That's why. That's what a garbage person does. And
even Jimmy, even in a roast battle, that would be lazy.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Even in a freaking roast battle where you could just unfairly smear someone because it's funny, that would be a lame angle to take.
Here we go.
Say it's true because it's not. I wrote a book that's 200. That's it's the biggest bestseller of the year. It's 270,000 words and it's 2,200 footnotes in it. And at the beginning of it, I invite people. I say, you write this many words, you're going to get something wrong. I want you to tell me, show me where I got it wrong. We did something in that book that's never been done before, which was we include a QR code with every footnote so people can go in and check to see to verify immediately whether what I'm saying is true. Nobody's been able to just point out to a single factual inaccuracy in that book. We publish, a newsletter that's seen by up to 10 million people a month. And nobody's been able to, I'm not going to say it's never happened because we have made mistakes, but when we make them, what do?
Correct. We
correct them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what you're supposed to do. And you're supposed to have a conversation.
So there you go. He wrote a whole book, 270 pages full of stuff, how many thousands of footnotes. Go ahead, pick one.
Jimmy, trust the mainstream.
Trust the mainstream.
It's not even trusting the science. It's trust the mainstream.
Just trust the mainstream.
She's a cow. That's what cattle do.
Yeah,
Cattles are like, trust the mainstream.
That's
Stay
right.
with the herd. But not for immunity. There's no such thing as that.
Hey, guys. Wow. What an anti-intellectual dingbat. Unbelievable. Hi, Betsy. Hi, baby.
Kudos to not running to Blue Sky to say that dumb shit.
Yeah. But she did get
Kudos
ratioed.
yeah.
She did get ratioed by me in her own stupid thread.
I'd like to see a higher ratio, frankly. She had too many people agree.
Well, she had a big head start on me. She had like a 18 or 20 hour head start.
Dude, where do they get the balls to say brainworm shit about RFK Jr. after 4 years of watching Biden's fucking brain melt inside his head? Are you out of your mind?
Yes. No, they're just revealing the kind of shallow people they are, because that's just
that's what it is.
That's just high school shallow. I don't have the vocabulary to accurately.
That's why Tucker's bad. Tucker's considered persona non grata because he's not being shallow enough as befits his station in life.
That's right. Yeah. Our sponsor, Colonial Metals Group, helped me with my goals of protecting my financial future. Being at the whim of the stock market or the current administration does not make me feel safe or secure, but having a self-directed IRA where I can safely store gold and silver assets that have stood the test of time, no matter what the economy or the government policies are, that makes sense to me. Colonial Metals Group has helped me create a self-directed IRA where I can have direct access to my assets. Let the team of experts at Colonial Metals Group help you protect your family's future. Their level of professionalism and ability to listen make it easy for you to learn everything you need to know about preserving all you've worked for. Maybe you're just getting started, or maybe you're already in a 401k or an IRA, or you're thinking about your parents' retirement. Regardless, Colonial Metals Group can help. We put together a special offer for our audience. Click now on the link in the description below or call our special 800 number. You can receive a safe and up to $7,500 in free silver. So go to colonialmetalsgroup.com/Jimmy-Dore-show or call 888-910-1419. That's colonialmetalsgroup.com/Jimmy-Dore-show or 888-910-1419. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Honolulu. We'll be in Baltimore. We'll be in Atlantic City. We'll be in Providence, Rhode Island. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets, and only jimmydore.com.